What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? Good morning. In this video right here, what I want to do is I want to talk to you guys about how you can start getting grants easily compared to probably what you've done in the past. I understand that it is hard sometimes to find grants, to understand grants, how to apply and actually get them. I've even talked to some people who actually said, Joe, I applied for grants, I never win them. So what I want to do is I want to break down how you can easily get grants. First thing we're going to cover is we're going to go over where to find the grants. Then I'll help you dissect why you're probably not getting the grants that you're looking for, okay? And then lastly, I'm going to tell you how to get grants to be submitted on your behalf on autopilot. Because if you can get grants submitted for you on autopilot, then you're going to be a lot less stressed and you're going to make a lot more money through grants and funding for your business than if you were to do it by yourself. I promise you that this video right here is going to be straight to the point, and I'm going to help you start getting money now. The one reason why I'm super pumped and I'm juiced is just because today, as of today, this video, I just got an email saying like, congratulations, you've been awarded this $10,000 grant from the California Dream Fund. Now, this was a particular grant that was applied for me on my behalf back in April. And it is now mid-June, and the grant was just approved. So I think that was freaking awesome. I was super pumped. But I'm not surprised, though, because I understand just through my time of getting grants awarded to me in the past, I understand the formula of getting grants awarded. Number one, it is a patient person's thing. So if you're an entrepreneur and you think that just because you apply for a grant and the deadline hits tomorrow and you slid your grant in there and you should be picked, well, you're going to get your feelings hurt because again, you might be submitting for the wrong grants. You might submit for grants that has a ton of competition. I mean, like a sea of entrepreneurs applying for the same exact grant, and they probably had better documentation. They probably had better resources of getting that grant submitted through because they understand how to write for grants. And you probably just don't understand how everything works, and that means your application is probably pushed to the back. So that's what I want to break down for you guys. But first things first, let's talk about where the heck do we start finding grants? Well, number one, you need to have a business. You need to have an actual tax EIN number, which is like the social security number for your business. All right. So that is the number one thing. Number two, you need to make sure that you are registered with your state and approved through the state. And now, just to kind of move things even further, obviously for legal matters, you want to make sure that you are applied and registered through your county. And some of you all, if you're conducting business in a city, you might have to go get a business license through your city saying you're allowed to conduct business in that city. Do not skip these steps, guys. I see people do this all the time. They're trying to cut corners. They're trying to hurry up and get paid. But let me tell you guys something. You're not going to get the grant money. They might say, congratulations, you're getting it. And when they want to review your documents and your documents are not aligned and you don't have them in check, you, my friend, are going to be very, very disappointed. And you don't want to do that to yourself. All right. So where do I find my grants? I'm going to start from the top to the bottom. All right. I'm going to go over some of the big websites, which are more competitive. And I'm going to narrow it down to the least competitive ways. What I mean by least competitive means like not many people are applying for certain grants, which means your chances of getting them are improved drastically. Okay. The California Dream Fund that I applied for, there was a lot of competition. I just know what I do will always put me towards the front of the pack. All right. Even though I was chosen a second wave, because they had two waves that they're giving up money, I didn't get for the first wave. And I think, again, because I submitted my package just a little too late, but I was top priority for the second wave. And today I got the congratulations, Joe. You're getting your money. I mean, it's $10,000. I mean, I'll take $10,000 any day that I don't have to pay back. So anyways, grants.gov. You guys can see down there. All right. You can see grants.gov. That is a great place to look for some government grants. Okay. The one thing I want to tell you guys, when you're applying for government grants, you definitely need to have your paperwork together. You don't have to be a nonprofit or a foundation or anything like that. You don't have to be, but it helps. It really helps. But you want to make sure that your mission and your executive summary, it somehow, some way ties into the community, especially with government grants, because the government is all about helping out the community. And if you can do that as a for-profit business, if you can write that up, and describe your business in a fashion to where the government big, okay, I can see how the economy or how the community can benefit from this business, then you'll get some money from government's funding. Okay, so just know that there's thousands upon thousands of grants out there. You need to filter out and see which one's applicable to you, and then go ahead and apply for it. There's another one called candid.org. Now, this is for someone who's a little bit more experienced. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on here because obviously, if you're watching this video, you're probably just now learning like what to do and how to do it. So, but let me just go and put it out there. Candid.org. It does have a lot of information. Like I'm talking about like so much, probably the most about grants, but the way they do it's a little bit different. You don't necessarily like have like direct links to go to a grant that's going on right now, but you get all the information of people who have funded businesses, how much money they've given, contact numbers for these people. So you can actually contact them directly. And I'm talking about these are big money grants. I'm talking about these are like in the hundreds of thousands and $1 million worth grants. I mean, you can go to Canada.org, and as long as you know how to work it and word your documentation, when you reach out to these people, sharing what your business does, maybe sending them a copy of your business plan or your business playbook, that would drastically increase your chances of getting this funding. Okay. So again, if you guys need money, you're in business and you need money, take notes. Please write these websites down. Okay. Another one is grantwatch.com. That's another great one. I like this because they send you email updates. I think they're filtered, like the way you can filter out like the categories that's applicable to you. I think it's very, very user friendly. I really like it. From one, I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran business owner. So I can filter out by veterans specifically. I can filter it out by minority based grants, woman, because my wife is a part owner, right? I can do women based grants. So there's so many different ways that you can actually like filter these grants out. So you don't have to go through millions of different grants. You can just kind of really pinpoint which ones are applicable to you. The more narrow you get it, the less competition there is. If it's more general and anyone and everyone and their mama can apply for it, it's going to be a little tougher because anyone and everyone and their mama is applying for it. But if it's very, very specific, like how many people out there are disabled veterans? Well, not as many as there are business owners, right? Like that's a very specific niche. So that's why I say it has a nice option to filter things down so I can go for the least competitive. I would rather get a whole bunch of $2,000 grants than try to apply for $100,000 grant that only 3 people are going to get, right? Because out of 3 people, that's not a lot. But if there's a bunch of people who can get $2,000 ones, yeah, I'm going to get in line for that because my chances go up. And I'll just keep on winning a bunch of small grants and it will just compile and my cash flow will just increase drastically. SBA.gov is a great place to get funding, whether it's through loans or grants. Now, they do cater more towards nonprofits. So if you're a nonprofit, SBA.gov is good. There's not a lot for profit businesses, but I have seen some. So I wouldn't discount those guys. What you guys want to do if you want to get federal money, like contracts or federal grants, whatever, you have to have a SAM registered business. So you need to go to sam.org and you need to go ahead and register your business, make sure your documentation and everything is in check. It takes a few, like maybe a couple weeks for them to approve you and give you your registration number and all that good stuff. But it's good to have. It gives you such an advantage, when it comes to you competing for federal grants or federal like funding and whatever you need for your business. Because if you're telling me you need $250,000 to launch your dream business, but you're going to use your retirement funds, no. What if you fail? Don't gamble your money away. You go get funding from the federal government and use their money. I mean, obviously, you're going in there to succeed. You're going in there because you did your homework, but like you don't want to gamble like your life savings away. I see people do that all the time. They launch a business and they come out of pocket. I've never understood that concept, but I understand why people do it. It's just because of lack of knowledge and education on where the money's at. People don't know where to get the money, so I don't blame the people. I blame the system. I blame the government for not like really educating us enough before we're allowed to start business. There should be like mandatory classes on where to get funding. And they should tell people like, we warn you against using your own money. We warn you against using your own credit cards. It sounds easy, but you're at an extreme disadvantage when you're using your own money because now you're in a heightened state of stress because you're trying to make things happen with your own dollars. To this day, I don't use my own money. I use other people's money is what they call it in the real estate world, OPM, other people's money. But like, it's true. It's the truth. Like you really don't want to gamble with your family's money. It just puts you in a stress that you don't need. Now, next one, contact your local SBDC, your Small Business Development Center. Every county has like their own contact. Now, if you live in a really small county, there might be two counties that share one, but like this is something that's all over across the country. And when you reach out to them, they will tell you where to get funding. They have coaches, they got business coaches. If you can't afford to get a private one, you can reach out to them and get a free one. It doesn't mean that they're any like less better. They just come at you with information about your local community. They can tell you where to get the local money. And that right there puts you at an advantage because, again, people in your local area probably are not very competitive. They probably don't know, or they're probably not doing what you're doing. And you're at an advantage by taking initiative to do these things. Okay. Now, you're probably like, Joe, I'm super busy. Finding grants and applying for grants is a job by itself. And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And if you cannot see yourself carving out a couple hours a day every day to look up grants, research them, apply for them, submit them. Like the dream grant that I did, like it took a little time. The Verizon grant that I applied for, I had to watch a couple of hours worth of videos just to be eligible for a grant. Listen, you need to go out there and you need to go and hire yourself a virtual assistant that you will be willing to take your business information and go crazy and go ham submitting on grants every single day on your behalf. Why? Because they will get you more money than you could ever imagine spending paying for them to do this. Let me give you an example. The VA that I started working with in April, she got me approved for a grant back in April. I'm getting paid this June. So to this date, I paid her like $3.99 a month for her services. And she's been applying for grants. I've got over $100,000 of grants that I'm waiting to see if I get approved for, but I've already successfully secured $10,000. So $3.99 a month times 3, we're looking at about just under $1,200, right? But she earned me $10,000. So you can see that the payoff, she 10x'd how much I invested in her. She 10x'd it. All right. Damn near, right? Damn near 10x the income that I paid for her. It's worth it. And then I got my peace of mind back. I'm not stressed out looking for grants. I'm not wasting my time. It's not a waste of time, but I can do better things with my time than look for grants all day, every day. I got a business to run. I got to make money. I got to do what I got to do. So I don't got time looking for grants all the time. So that's what I'm telling you guys right now. I put the link of the website that I go through. They're very knowledgeable, very professional. They are fast. They built my business plan out. They built my website for me. I didn't pay anything extra. I just pay $3.99. That's all I pay a month. And they do everything. Whatever I tell them to do, they do it. I get a certain amount of hours and they get the job done. That's it. All right. But that's what I'm saying. But in addition to getting a VA, you need to have a business plan, y'all. I run into business owners all the time. I even coach business owners. And they've been in business for like over a decade and they have no business plan. And let me tell you guys, it's like going to war without a battle plan. You're just like, okay, we got all these tools. Let's just go to war and see what happens. You cannot do that to your business. That's your livelihood. That's your primary source of income. This is your dreams, your aspirations. Like you can't go in there without a plan, especially if you want investors or if you want like lenders or you want grants. Like you have to know like where are you steering the ship? Where's the North Star? What is your marketing plan? What is your financial forecast? Now, again, I have all the vision in my head, so all I do is I share that with my team and I have my team of virtual assistants. They handle it for me. They go out there and they crush goals and they get stuff done for me. It works because it's stressful. It's stressful trying to write out the perfect business plan. And really like writing is not my strong suit. It's not something I enjoy doing, but if I can just have a team of people that do this for a living, yeah, you're skilled in it. You're good at it. Go give me a killer business plan that I can use and brag about. And I have them updated every quarter. Yeah, every quarter. Because, I hit milestones. If I got new milestones and new goals, I'm not going to keep the old ones on my business plan. I'm going to reach out to them and say, hey, you built me an amazing business plan. It looks good. It looks professional. It's been researched. You did my financial forecast for me. You did all those great things. Thank you. Make a new one now. Update this one for me because these are things accomplished. Change the numbers on there. And they do it. That's it. Point blank. But at the end of the day, guys, if you ever do a Google search, you will see that most businesses fail due to lack of funding and a lack of planning. They lack a business plan and they don't have money. They get financially tapped out. They're burnt out financially before their business ever really takes off. Some people hang in there for a couple days, but like, or a couple years actually. But aside from that, they're struggling. They're struggling. They can't figure it out. So get funding. Get the funding to give you some breathing room. Get funding so you can get more marketing dollars, so you can get more exposure for your business, so you can get more customers, you can make more money, you can be visible, because businesses that are not seen, they don't get any action. I promise you that. Anyways, guys, drop a comment if you liked it. If you got any questions, drop a comment below. Let me know what's on your mind, and I'll be sure to make sure I answer as many people as possible. But I hope you guys go out there, get that money. And again, I dropped some useful links for you guys. Use those links if you want to, if you need help, or take what I advise you and do it yourself. Either way, I think you got this. Peace.